Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly. Today, I just feel like doing, a couple different things. I'll probably pop around from project to project. So I've started another page in my soft covered journal. Hey, Teresa, good morning. How are you doing? It's going to be really hot here today. It's going to be, they say, I think in the 90s. I went over to the pool yesterday afternoon, a little later than we normally go. My husband had some work to do, so he didn't go. But boy, it was nice. It was quite storms. Oh boy. They said the water temperature was 86, although it didn't feel as warm as that sounds to me. It was quite lovely. So I just found these images in my stash. We were rooting through some of this the other day. And I thought, instead of working from front to back like I was thinking I would, it probably makes sense. Hey, Jacqueline. It probably makes sense to skip around so my spine doesn't get too terribly wonky. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm working towards the back. Oh, look, I have my red lines in there. I didn't take them out. I should take them out. So I separated these because I want these gals, I think, more towards the center. And then I was thinking about just putting flowers or maybe stickers. Is Joyce here? Hi, Joyce. Good morning. Boy, I would kill to have legs like this kid. Whew. Look at these legs. Whew. So what's everybody else up to? Hi, Jeannie. Good morning. I was just telling Teresa it's supposed to get up to 90 here today. Teresa said she's having storms. I'll trim this down a little bit more. Really, Jacqueline? I didn't get any kind of a notice. Did you get a notice? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, I think I'm going to use instead of cutting her legs, I'm going to pull out my little cutting board. Hey, Dar, good morning. I can get these at my dollar store, which is great because then you can scratch them all up, and then if you need to, you get another one. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and they're real small. Well, that's kind of a bummer, huh, Jacqueline? Do you really think we did? All right, so I just feel like fussing around like a normal day at my desk when I do just whatever I darn well want. So I found these gals in my scraps. Oh yeah, I want to cut out underneath here. See if I can get the the full Monty on here. I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm not sure if I'll like flowers. Thinking flowers all around. Oop. But I might get out some stickers. I think something else has to come off here. I'm trying to see where her coat actually. This can go this way. I don't know what that's supposed to be behind her, but we're going to trim that off. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, they're small enough to both get on there. Get rid of this little rubble. Well, we can't always be on top of everything. I forgot all about them, to tell you the truth. Let's see. So these are just some of the stuff I have in my fodder stash, you know. It can't be too huge. There's a little flower. Kind of like that. There was one in particular I was thinking I'd like to use. But I don't know if this will really work. Let's see. That might be cool. Let me see if I can trim this out. I don't think I want those mugs. Yeah, I'm not gonna trim them out in real detail because I think it might be hard because there's a lot of skinny stems. So I'm just gonna go around it fairly close like this. I'll see how it looks. I might rough up those edges. We'll see. All right, the stuff I don't want. Hey, Juju, hi. Did I miss April? Oh, that's Juju. Sorry. I thought it was other April. So I kind of like that. Got a yellow flower there. This is from, look at that cute little bird. This is from a book I brought back from Europe when my son and I went in 2021. It had all these beautiful, bright images. So I gutted it and brought home the pages. It was still heavy. But I don't think I've used any of them. I sold some of them. That's when I was selling with Keisha. That little bird might look cute in there. Maybe we'll put them up top. Just sticking out randomly. Yeah, I really like those magazines too. But I just have a few. I'm never anywhere to see the new ones to be tempted, so that's a good thing, I guess. I really don't go out much, but when I go out, I usually spend quite a bit of money because I don't go out that often. Number one, number two, like Monday, I was with my grandson and my daughter, so I don't usually get to do that either. So that was kind of a special treat. I don't know what that is there. I guess, oh, this is another bird up there. Hmm. Hmm. So I'm trying to make my daughter, no, that's wrong, my granddaughter, a tote bag out of this jean. It was a jean, a bib overall skirt, I guess you'd call it. I think I might have mentioned before that I should have asked the kid if she wanted to wear it before I took it apart. So I didn't do that. I didn't think of it until I started taking it apart. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I watched a couple of videos, but of course, what you have to work with doesn't always look like what they do in the video. And so I had some ideas of my own. Oh, there's another little bird. So I got the brilliant idea to take off one of the pockets, and then I forgot about it, and I put the lining in. Didn't sew the pocket on the outside. So I'm thinking I can just sew right through the lining. So one of the things I want to do today is cut up a pocket. And I thought I would make the pocket from the same material that the lining. I'll have to go get it and show you. Is anybody here a real sewer? Like they know what they're doing with the machine? Well, I know Ange does. Did Ange come in? I don't know if she's here, if I said good morning. It's terrible. Streamer's brain. Hey, good morning, Kathleen. So I ironed some fusible stuff on the back of the piece of fabric I want to use because it's just what I use for the lining is just a lightweight, like calico kind of cotton. So for a pocket, I wanted it to have a little more stability. So I just ironed it on. And I have the original pocket to use as my template. All right, so that doesn't look too bad. And then maybe I can put a word or something there. Did Ange come in? All right, let's see. I need some glue. Oh yeah, that's my favorite actually, Joyce. If I would choose. I wonder if that would look cute on a hat. I mean, I do like the Bella Grace for sure, but I really like the Daphne. I mean, I even read the Daphne and I don't read anything. I looked for that over in Europe thinking I might be able to get one for a better price, but boy, I didn't see any of them laying around. Nope, 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 it didn't. Well, this isn't coming out too well. I love these, but they sure do clog up pretty easily. So I was going to make the tote bag a crossbody, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking maybe I'll just do two handles. She could put it over her shoulder if she wants. But I'll show you what I did. Now, what I Of course, this was a little girl's denim outfit, so it's not big. Now, my granddaughter's just 10, so I didn't want to make a huge tote bag. Why did I want to make her a tote bag? I have no idea. Oh, that's a great idea, Joyce. You're an August baby, right? I've tried that asking for a subscription before. It hasn't worked yet for me, but that's a great idea. I might just copy your idea and try that again this year. We're definitely clogged here. There we go. Oh, ew, I guess I'm going to have to use the glue stick. Come on. This probably has a little bit of thicker glue or skin that's not allowing it to come out nicely. You have, Kathleen? Oh, man. I have one here. My sister giving me the fabric. It's really cool fabric. I don't know. It's folded and put away somewhere. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. Can't get a glue thing to work. This'll work. But I need to do a lining. Now, the jean tote I made for myself, I really like, but I didn't care about a lining, so I didn't put one in. My granddaughter probably wouldn't care either. I don't know. I just thought it would be nice if I put a lining in. And after I picked the fabric that I was using, I thought, oh, I probably should have picked something a little cuter. A little cuter. Let's see. So this is my lining fabric. And then here's my template for so I got to cut one of these out. And then I think I'm going to put lace or something because I'm going to put lace inside the bag. You crocheted a nice one? I've done that before too. But mine always stretch too much. I think I crochet too loosely or use the wrong kind of fabric. I can just do the basic sewing. Jeannie says she learned how to sew with the 4-H club and in school with home ec. Yeah, just basic. Yeah, me too. Well, Jeannie, I got you beat. I'm a 50s baby. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how old I am. All right, let me go grab my little tote. Now I folded it differently, and that was intentional, and I wanted a box bottom. So I don't know if you can see. So that's my box bottom. Now these you can undo, but the one you would see the lining. So I think I might put a little bit of glue. So I was thinking I would stitch my lining in and put it right up here, but my sewing machine doesn't have an arm. So I couldn't get it under and get this close enough. So I hand stitched this on. So now to remedy this goofiness here, I'm going to look for in my stash a piece of trim or lace that I can come back in and sew in. But all in all, I don't think that's too terribly bad. And then she can use this pocket, and then this. See, I took this off. And I figure if I just stitch through, it'll just keep that lining in place. I don't think that's a big deal, right? So then I wanted to unlatch all these, which I did. So now I'm thinking I'll either sew or glue them like this, and then I'm going to make her a couple of tassels, and or she can hang other stuff on here. And then I was thinking about putting a button. I have some cute buttons, but I don't think I need 6, but I don't think I have 6 of the same. So I have some daisies. I didn't pull all that out yet, but see these little flowers? I could put them on. And then this was a bib overall skirt, like I said. These I might do different because this is different over here. And through these loops was a big sash, like a belt. So I don't have to do that. I just have to cut it and put handles on. So it's coming along. Of course, I made some goofs, here and there. This was real long, and I thought, oh, well, I don't need it that long. So I chopped it off and then ended up needing all this extra. So I had to sew, I had to sew on a piece, and I sewed it on upside down. She's not going to see that. Well, she's not going to, I don't think she'll notice. I'm not going to point it out. But this is my second try, but my first try at a lined one. And then you see some of those reels where they do some, embroidery or cross stitching, put some flowers on here. I might do that too. Jazz it up a little bit. But I thought a little tassel would look cute hanging from it. So I'd like to get that cut out today. So I've been working on that on and off all week. All right, let's see. Let's glue this other little bird on here. I don't want the bird's tail on her face. I don't necessarily want him just floating in out of nowhere, so I'm just gonna not think too terribly much about it and just glue it down. I got other things I want to do today. All right, so let's put this on. I'm ready for a nap already. Isn't that terrible? Man, I zonked out yesterday about 10 o'clock. Woo. I keep waking up too early. Then I pick up my phone to check whatever. I don't even know what I'm checking for. And then before you know it, I'm up for a couple of hours, and then I'm still tired. I gotta knock that jazz off. Oh, thanks, Juju. I hope she likes it. I mean, she knows I'm making it. I was going to measure her. Told her for a cross body, but now I'm thinking I should do the handles the other way. Of course, I have to find where I put the strap. It's here in this room somewhere. Somewhere. Just waiting for my grandson to say, well, what are you going to make me, Mama? Which I don't know what I would make him. I'm going to try to zhuzh her up pretty close. I've got plenty of room for a word there. I don't know if it's the humidity or what, but whew, I got a bit of a headache today. Okay, I think I could call that finished. Maybe I'll just do that. That's the easy way. Been wanting to make one of those origami bags from paper, or do you do it with fabric? That sounds interesting. I have an origami book with all kinds of stuff in it that I can't figure out how to make the folds because I don't know what they're talking about. Leah, hi, good morning. How nice to see you. All right, I'm going to leave this light open so that my glue dries a little bit. So that's the end of that for now. Now let's see, where do I have? Let me get my pins, and I'm just going to go ahead and pin my pocket and get this cut out. All right, I don't think it matters. Now I want to leave enough to fold down. That's why I took this all the way out. You can see the darker ridge. So I should bring this over closer to the edge. Oh, you saw it on YouTube. I was going to draw around this, but I think I'm just going to cut it. And then I'll fold these in probably and iron them and then stitch the pocket on. But I'm going to put lace or something on it too. So I'll do all that. Hey, Ange, I'll do all that before I stitch it onto the bag. I always forget I have to lean forward because you can't see me cutting. Yeah, that's what I like about what my setup here. I've just totally trashed our Four Seasons room. But it's a bummer to have to drag stuff out and put stuff away. And, you know, I'm able to leave my sewing machine out, which is nice. But my husband doesn't quite get it. And I'm like, no, I just have to spin around and it's right there. I can just use it. It's a wonderful thing. You're doing well, good. Just dealing with oh yeah. Oh my. Yeah. I travel back and forth Jersey to PA, which is not I don't well, you're like across the country, right? Oh yeah. Oh my. Yep, not easy. And then yeah, as if that's not hard. That's not hard enough, and then you have the heartache of their decline, which is voice. All right. Well, I'm not going to fool with this too much. I'll just pin that. I'm going to need my iron. Get this pocket the right size. So I'll just keep these two together and hope I remember where I put them. So this was another thrift store find. I couldn't resist it. It was $1.49. I just thought it was so cute, the size and everything. And then when I took the little dust jacket off, look how cute the cover is. You wouldn't even really have to do anything. So I'm going to gut this and make my own pages. Look, it's even got a stitch signature. So I'm going to just cut those threads. Yeah, I thought you were in Texas. Yeah, that's quite, I had a 45-minute ride, which is really was nothing to complain about. Nothing at all to complain about. So, let's see what kind of pages I want to put in here. I should just slice this out. See, I'm just going to slice right down here very carefully because I don't want to cut through. Ideally, I do not want to cut through the spine of the little book. Oh, okay, Ange. I'll have to message her. Thanks for telling me. But maybe I got the... All right, so then I want to trim all this extra yuck off here. The yuck off. I just want to trim the yuck off. All right, I'll go this way. All right, so now I saw Lisa Conway do this many years ago. At least that's how I remember. In my memory, I believe it was her. If you want to gain a little more width in your spine, see, because look how little this is, right? So what you do is you just push where that little crease is, and then on the other side too, and see, look at that extra room you can get. The thing of it is you need to see how that little piece of like chipboard is in there for this narrower spine. I just need to put something in there to hold that out. And then I can put more pages in here, which I think I want to do. It gives you a little more, it can make it a little more chubby. So this is not quite wide enough. Let's have a mark. Let's make a mark. All right, so this is, I think I'm going to go here. Of course, I could measure. How about that? Maybe I should measure. There's a great idea. I can't tell what it is anyway. I think it's like 3/4 of an inch. Yeah. And then I want it to be, I think I want it to be like where those papers end, not the exact length of the book. So now I need to find a cutting tool, a trimmer of some kind, preferably my small trimmer. So I've spun myself. It's right where I like it. Spun myself around there so I could see it. Let's get rid of some of this minutia. Now the problem is, well, it shouldn't be too. Sometimes you want to trim things and they're so narrow, it's hard to hold them where you want them. Oh, yeah, that could be a problem. All right, let's see. Because I've got this guide here, you know. All right, so let's go up this way. I'm going to do it right on the line, this line it up there. And that's crooked, so hopefully, now I'm going to hold this down. This isn't real thick. I missed what Jeannie said. Oh, look, I cut off my mark. Oh, goodness. That's a classic Lori. Classic. Okay, still need a little bit more off. I didn't really get right on that line. Come on. See, this doesn't lift up. I like this paper cutter. Hi, Gail. Good morning. And I got it at a thrift shop, and there wasn't too much money, but Peggy said it's a good brand. And I do like it, but I can't get, I can't get this up unless it comes up and I haven't figured out how to do it, which could very likely be the case. See, I don't think I have this straight. This is going to be what I want to attach my signatures to. That'll do. All right, so I want this to be trimmed right about there. This will be a little easier. Okay. Now, of course, I'll save that little bit. So now that I have these pages, yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it, Ange? Talk to me, trimmer, talk to me. All right, so the pages need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3/4. 6 by 5 and 3/4. Actually, I could use these. I'm not going to worry about the order. And then just add in additional pages from a different source. I'll pull these all apart. They're all kind of from being punched and sewn in. They're kind of latched. Probably had a little bit of glue there. There's a few more. The images, I think, are so darling. And I have some javelin paper sitting right here. I'm thinking, because this is more of a rust and orange vibe, I should probably look for some paper that, is in that color palette. Let's see what else I got here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I apologize for the hammering if you can hear that. Husband doesn't quite understand that he's noisy. All right, somewhere there's some more stitch lines. Let's get those stitches. Just love. Oh, it is Joyce? Wait, it looked like it was going to rain here yesterday. I mean, we had a little bit of thunder and then it poured in the morning, but the rest of the day was pretty much sunny and it was blistering hot. Here we go. Okay, Ange. These little threads are so light. And I feel like I go underneath, but I inevitably always don't cut the one. Sheesh. My husband had to go out and water this morning. I hope Murray doesn't overdo it. I think it's supposed to be warm where she is too, and she was gonna go cut the grass, cut the lawn, mow the lawn. Has anybody ever done anything with, like, how you take the book apart and so you've got these few pages that are glued? Do you ever do anything with these? All right, let's see now. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm thinking, I don't want this front page. So if I did 3 signatures, that would be what, 5 for each one, right? I think that would be prettier that way. Oh, look, there's a double. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, so that's the start. 3 signatures. I could really just go with them, couldn't I? But it might be nice to have something in between. I just had all my orangey papers out. So now I have to think about covering inside and covering my little spine. Sizer doesn't close quite right, but I think it's going to be all right. I smushed that in there. Now I was listening to yesterday. This gal's name was Gina Smiley. Does anybody know Gina Smiley? She was on Debbie Ham's channel, and she was showing how she did a spine and then added her signatures. So she covered this first. And she had just paper and heavier paper that she would then poke through her signatures. Now she went all the way through her cover, which I don't really want to do that because this is thick and I don't really trust myself to do it. But I could cover this. Now, I purchased this from Katie's Tribe of 5, and I think this would go. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? So I can maybe get a piece of that. And then the other design on this, it's a skirt, kind of like a wraparound skirt. I could put that on that piece of cardboard. So why don't I do that? There's my little signature. I eyeball everything. I don't like to measure. I'm very bad at measuring. Now it's just going to be on the inside. And again, these are the pens where if you put heat on it, the marks disappear. So again, I thank Gail and Devin Rex for tipping me off to these. I've just really, really enjoyed using these. All right, so I don't know that I want the edge raw, but I could stitch around it. I always put the ruler down the wrong way. So 6.5 by 3 3/4. I could just trace around this. Might just work easier for me. All right, I'm going to go up as close to the edge as I can. See if I can get a good mark. I know it's pretty, right? All right, now, I didn't bring my, let's see, these are new. These are pretty sharp. Maybe I can get, I wonder if it'll tear. No. I'm just trimming around the marks I made. I like this shiny gold. And the color just kind of works with the flowers that are in the book. I feel like I have allergies or something, which I don't really, but my head just feels, ugh. I think this is going to be a little wonky, but it's okay. We'll make it look nice. Usually I fold it where I want it and then cut works maybe a little better for me. I butchered that. It's hard to decide which side. I guess that's it. It's the right. Look, it's like a bell. Whoop. I should have gone and gotten my cloth scissors. They're larger, a little easier to use, I think, with this little slippy fabric. All right, that's okay for now. And then I want the contrasting for my little spine. Little spiny. And I want to make sure I wrap this and glue it down so it's covered. Yeah, it doesn't want to tear that way. This is way bigger than I need. but that's okay. I pulled that and made like a ripple. Mr. Ripple. Okay, so I want to be able to fold that over, fold this over this way. Just come down a little bit. All right. Sometimes it's better if you just take a minute and, print it. Yeah, it does kind of look kind of eco printed, looks very nature ish. Now, I did that just so that I can sneak in here like this. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on here. Using my Fabri-Tac. And I want to bring this over. This is going to come over. And then trim off my ends. This is just a real quick project. It might be a little too close. All right, let's just put a little glue if I can get just a little. I don't mind other glue, but when I get the Fabri-Tac glue on, I have to keep just picking it. All right, let's get a little glue down this side. I should have probably done my points first. Da 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 da. You gotta live and learn. But when will I ever learn? When will I ever learn? Do 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 do. All right, I'm gonna let that dry for a moment. I got a little too small there. I'm going to try to finger press that a little bit. Jacqueline, when do you head home? I want to take as little as possible. So, because now I'm going to need a pocket because I trimmed off so much. I could cut another piece, but I don't want to waste it either. Well, that's really short, Laura. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut another piece. Yeah, you're right, Leah. You're exactly right. It's worth it. It's not like I don't have enough. I'm going to get my bigger scissors too. Oh, look at this. Look at this edge. Wait a minute. They're in the other room because I was fussing with that tote bag. I got to get my other. Wait a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's see if I can do this better. Probably I should iron this onto a piece of my or cut a piece of fusing. Yeah, because when I use a Fabri-Tac, sometimes it leaves a mark, like you can see where the glue is. So I don't want that either, because this is so small. Okay, so let's. Yeah, that's a totally different pattern. Look, that would fit. I should just cut that. Got little paisleys, little paisleys. Okay, I'm going to fold this. And I'm just going to try to follow that line. I should have folded it again. Sometimes I amaze myself at how silly I am. Oh, that's good, Ange. I could go for some watermelon. We have some in the fridge. Ooh, ooh. Oh, that's pretty, huh? That's pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. Now I have the iron on fusible stuff out in the other room. My iron, everything's out there. But I also purchased this stuff that you have to sew, so I could just sew it on. And then my glue will be on this and not the fabric. I forget what they called it, but I was at Joann's before they closed. And this is, I should call this sew on kind. Not the iron on. Look how crooked I am. Hey, Gillian. Good morning. Good morning. This is a big roll. Okay. Now this, yeah, I'm just going to trim this. And then I'm going to stitch around it, and then I'm going to glue this in. Probably not while you're here. See what I mean? Now this might get a little better when it dries, but you see how I can see the glue? Now I could have spread my glue out, but I didn't. So I'm not crazy about that, but my signatures are going to be on here, so you're not going to see much of this. It's going to go right, there somewhere, right? So I got to glue these ends down, and then I just have to mark where my pages are going to be, where I'm going to do my stitching. Now there are holes that are already in here because it was stitched. Let's just see if I can. There's one. I don't think there was one in the middle there. There's two. There's like a little indentation. So I could do that. And then I just have to get lines on there so I stay straight. Now look, I got these upside down. Make sure they're all right side up. So now I can use this as my template for my other ones. I just got to make sure that I've got them going the right way. Yeah. Oop, my finger was there. Okay, that worked out good. Signature number 2. And I'll do the same with this one. Make sure all the pages are going the way I want. And this is the top and the bottom's the bottom. Don't want to get your bottoms and your tops mixed up. At least I don't. I know you can always fix it, but it's more enjoyable if you don't have to fix it. I think. Methinks. All right, so this is going to be put aside, and I will work on that when you are not here. Put that together, and then that'll be ready to start decorating. Now, there was something else I was going to work on. I did the pocket, cut out the pocket, got that little book all set up. Did my new little art journal. Oh, I wanted to root through this bag. Do you mind if I root? I love to root, and I just keep shoving things in bags. Get rid of this stuff. I don't want to lose that little button. And I saw this and I thought, what in the world do I have in there? Let me put these out of the way. Let's see if I can do it without knocking the camera. Oh. Okay. I think I have to have a little sip of my tea. You know, it's always good to open up the lid if you want to have a sip. Just saying, usually works a little better. Mom's holding it. Okay, let's see what I have in here. Looks like I started some kind of a signature. Now, these are some of my digitals. That's okay, Gail. It's nice to have you here. If you're listening, that's wonderful. Now, these, of course, are one-sided. So I'm not sure. Oh, look, I started. Looks like I had these hinged and decided to do something different. But, of course, I don't remember. So that means they're up for grabs. So I can use them wherever. All right, there's some scraps. Oh, these are the backs of books that I took apart. You know, when you pull a book apart in the back of the spine. This is a rusty hair clip. We're going to toss that baby. Oh, look at these. This might have come with something I purchased. Maybe from Debbie Epps. I'm not sure. Oh, this is a cute little cover. But the pages weren't stitched. They were just glued in. See, you can't really do anything with them when they're just glued in, because then they just start falling apart, falling out, and it's just not pleasant. All right, here's some goodies. All kinds of stuff in there. Some graphic 45 paper. I'm just going to fold that. It's kind of big. I've been keeping this forever. I don't know why, because I could print this. Of course, my printer's not working correctly, but I think I'm going to put this in right behind me here. I have the glue book that Kel and I were working on the other night, and I have some Christmas bits in there, so I'm going to put that there. I'm going to take that apart. All right, here's some. Oh, I have little charms that these hearts go in. And with my Tim Holtz stuff, that's an origami dress. I don't know. For some reason, I think maybe I can see her face. Her name's not coming to me. Ba, 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 ba. How cute that is. Oh, Laura, the Jersey Crafter. For some reason, I think she sent me this. She probably made that. All right, here's a Timmy Butterfly. I was going to check and see what Tim's announcement was, and then I didn't do that either. All right, here's some little satin ribbons. Yeah, well, my husband drives me nuts sometimes. What did you do last night? Okay, so I have this bird feeder that I put my mealworms in to attract bluebirds. And so with the rain, it kind of got gunked up on the bottom. And I asked them, could you just knock that out for me so I could clean it? And it just didn't get done. So I waddled out there myself, got it, dumped it out as best as I could, put it in the sink, scrubbed it up, and I wanted to dry really well. So I'm ADD for sure. I tend to forget about things I start. So last night, it's like I'm ready to fall asleep, and he's picking up stuff around the kitchen sink. What are you doing with this bird feeder? I said, well, I'm going to fill it, but not now. It's like 11 o'clock at night. It's been sitting here for days. Okay, get a grip. It's, wasn't that long. Wasn't that long? I mean, it's just the two of us. It's okay if he leaves stuff sit, but it's not okay if I leave it sit. I'm still like one of the kids, you know. Oh, look at these fun things. These are nice. Where did I get these? To my Valentine. Oh, did you ever do this? These are so fun. These aren't quite finished, of course. You take oh, we should do this. You take a piece of clear cellophane tape and you put it down on an image that you like. Make sure it's stuck real well, right? And then you take it. Do you, Gail? Oh, good. I'm glad that's not just me. And then you're supposed to take it and let it soak in warm water for a little bit. And then you flip it over and you just start rubbing it. And all the paper is supposed to come off. And then you're just left with the image. Now, see, there's a lot more paper that needs to come off. Has anybody ever done that? Do you want to do it? We could do it. Or I could finish these. I should do that. I think I got these images out of an almanac, maybe, or could have been at a Sears catalog. See, and then you can put them on your journal pages, which I just think is darling. All right, let's see if we can get it to work. Look, these are all just something I bought. Had all these. I still have that use it or lose it thing to mail. I should really do that. What's today? When do I have? I'm trying to think of when I have the most people. Look how cute that is. And my stream transfers. Thanks, Kel. What image can I pick up? Oh, that's cute. I think that goes for something I was making. There's another tag. No, Post-its. Yeah, just shove that stuff anywhere. All right, what do I have sitting around? I have a dictionary, I think. Well, I just had dictionary pages. Where did I plop those? They might be fun to try to transfer. This is old. I think that looks like teacher's handwriting. Some old stuff. Some thicker Timmy people. They've gifted to me. There's some little bits. All right, think. I mean, I have book pages right here, but I don't know that they're terribly interesting. I should probably just throw this out. It's just this old piece of wrapping paper. 5 more days till Cal has a third day. Little bitty bits. All right, let's put this stuff up here. I'm going to try to clear me. I know I've seen Aunt Beck do these transfers. She's more patient than I am, for sure. All right, now some of this stuff's going to go back in this envelope. I might use some of that in the journals I'm working on. Right? Actually, there's nice pictures. There's stuff all in here, too. All right, let's see. Let's see what's here. See if we've got any interesting. I mean, wording it certainly can be interesting. Let's see if I have any images right here. Wouldn't it be convenient? What Gail say? She's got an anniversary. Oh, today? Happy anniversary, Gail. Happy anniversary. Are you doing anything special? Oh, that's kind of cool. Like an ad. Not super cool. Semi-cool. Love inspired. Looks like I mostly got words. Chapter 6. That might be kind of cool to have. And it's just to show the process, right? Nothing special? Yeah, that's what sometimes we go out to dinner. I think this last time we didn't even do that. But, we did have our vacation. So, all right, I'm not going to get the water yet. I'm going to get my tape, which should be right over there. I use packing tape. So you never know what rabbit hole you're going to fall into. Now, of course, this can get messy, but we've been messy before. My tape fell out of my little cutter thing here, and I can't get it back together the way it's supposed to be. And I don't want it to, I don't want to lose my, I don't want to lose my edge. Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. I don't know why I think that's cool, but I do. All right, where's my... That's good. That earned him some points. I just want to make sure this is stuck down very well. I'm going to just do a little piece of the words too. Chapter 5. Kind of lined that up a little better, methinks. Random words, they can come in handy at any moment. All right, now I'm going to go get some warm water in a bowl. And then we're going to soak them a little bit. Well, that's the problem. Sometimes I forget, things, but it's mostly because I never know what day it is. I don't look at a calendar every day. Not anymore. All right, just going to throw these little scrapadoodles out here. I hope this works. I hope I can get it to fling off easily. All right, I have the perfect bowl, I think, for this. So I'll be right back. I wonder how my husband would take it if I asked him to put a sink in. No, never mind. Okay, now if I can sit down without spilling my water. My water. Hey, a little pasta. I like these bowls because there's plenty of room. They're not real deep. Oh, that was nice. It's like my husband was headed out to church on Sunday. All right, I'm just gonna soak these. And gosh, my eyes weren't even open. He's out the door, and I forgot that it was Father's Day. But I was still asleep. Still asleep. All right, I'm going to get a piece of paper. Get used to the ones that you can, pull in half, and then some of them are even like in quarters. He picked up the wrong ones. So we've been dealing with these whole sheets. All right, I have to be gentle. You want that paper to start moving so you can rub it off. Okay, Gail. You too. Enjoy your day. Maybe you and your hubs will get a chance to do something together. Like take a nap. All right, I flipped it over. It might be even better on that harder surface. I've got my plastic mat here. You can want to keep your finger, I think, wet too, a little damp. Do 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 do. Feels like it's starting to come a little bit, but not much. So let's put that one back in. Now you don't want to try to not be in a hurry and scratch your surface, because you'll scratch off, the lettering. Use some pretty good force there. They're probably supposed to soak for a good 20 minutes or so, I would think. Has anybody else here done this? That one's starting to come off a little bit. And then once you get a spot worn out and the water gets under that other paper, it kind of starts to disintegrate a little more. Then you can rinse it off. See how you can see the crumblies coming off? Just going to try to work. Yeah, I didn't make it too hot. Hot water's better. I did a really warm. Thanks, Teresa. So you really want that clear. And then if you see the image that you want to preserve coming off, just stop rubbing. Right? See, now this one's really starting to roll. We're starting to rock and roll here, kids. Rock and roll. I think I'm going to have a sneezy. So, like I said, it is messy. Getting a cramp in my thumb. Now, you don't want the water too hot or you're going to burn your fingers either. So be mindful. You know, you hate to tell people to try something and then they hurt themselves. That's not good. And then, of course, you would have to glue this down to use it. This was the shorter piece of tape, so you can see that paper tearing away from where there was no tape. I like to be able to get one spot really clear. There was something else I was going to try to do. Oh, I was going to work on that other book. A little tiny spot on this one starting to come all the way down to the tape. Starting a little bit, you can see right there, a little bit right in here. So these just need to soak more. I can add some hot water like Teresa suggested. It'll probably go quicker, like she said. You don't want to wear off your fingerprints. Well, maybe you do. All right, indulge me. One more time, I'm going to go get some hotter water. Water. Yes, you heard me right. Water. It's Pennsylvania Dutch. Water. It just takes a moment. I could just bring hot water out here, but I have nowhere to dump this. Woo! I keep wanting to do something with felt and water. My sisters and I had visited oh gosh, I don't know if they were alpacas or if they were llamas. They might have been llamas farm, not too far from here. And I think it was during COVID, and the lady said we could come because she was kind of shut down, but she was going to be there. I think we wore masks for a little bit, but then took them off. I don't know. Anyway, she had soap, bars of soap that she covers in the wool. And then as you use it, it shrinks around the bar of soap. So we bought a couple, but I bought them mostly just to preserve the idea. I got bars of soap's been sitting here to do that project forever. I keep forgetting, and then I think, oh, then I gotta have the warm water. Hers are really cool, but I haven't tried to do my own. Maybe my water still needs to be a little hotter, or maybe I just need to leave those sit. But you can see this one starting to work. Hey, Debbie, hi. Is it still morning? It is. It's still morning. Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to leave those sit. And then the other day I was working on building this from a leftover planner. Marjolaine? Does anybody know how to say her name? You could tell me phonetically. I don't know. Baston. So I put it together. You see, I haven't done anything else since we were together. I do have the extra bits in here that I can decorate pages with. So I'm just going to have a quick look at those for a minute or two. Just wanted to put that bowl where I wasn't going to knock it over. Well, oh, really? Overnight? Okay, cool. That's a good tip. All right, so I hinged these pages together with fabric. These are my extra bits. And we can see right off the bat there that I've got an issue right here. I'm going to add a little glue. Pull off all the extra glue that gets your nozzle clogged. You don't want a clogged nozzle. And then I'm going to start fussing around with these pages. Let's see what I can come up with. Now, like I said before, if you were with me, I had punched holes. So I've got all these holes to contend with. I didn't pull out that green paper I'm thinking about. So just have a look at some of the extras here. It's pretty. They're just so pretty. I might be able to trim some of these out. You got in the zone last night? What zone were you in? They're cute little eggs. Were you painting? Were you stitching? That would kind of look pretty there. Oh, the collage zone. Nice. All right, let me see. I'm going to zip around this. Oh, nice. I was tearing out another shindy rug. I said to my daughter, "Don't let me buy a rug." And she's like, "Mom, I saw one." But I didn't have a lot of the colors. They had they called it rainbow, which I guess it was, but it had a lot of blue, and I don't have any blue. So that I just took that out of the dryer before I came online. Now, when you talk about a kit, you're talking about your digital kits, Deb? Is that what you're talking about? I think I'm going to use this piece of fabric. Cool. All right, I want to put something because I don't want the glue to come through those holes and stick to my other page. So I'm going to put some plastic behind there. And I'm going to try not to glue through the hole, but accidents happen. I'm just trying to be prepared. Oh, okay. I don't know that Coffee, KOFI site. I'll have to check that out. Never heard of that one, which doesn't mean anything. I'm often the last to know. Right, I'm going to scoop that up just a little bit. Get some glue on the back of this. I'd rather be using my other glue, but I can't get it to come out of its container. I might be able to use that as a pocket. We'll see. Now I think pretty much I want to cover this stuff up. I'll trim off the white border, and of course my hole punches over there. I could use this as a little tuck spot, so I think I'm going to just glue around the edges, and I'm thinking I'd like to get to my sewing machine. Let's see if I can do this. Now it's right here, but I have things all stacked in front of it. Of course I do. And I've got that bowl of water. So just a little gentle rearranging. Oh my goodness, I have stuff everywhere. I love to sew on paper, so I'm just going to take a minute and do that. This is not going to probably look real great because it's an odd shape, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try a little zigzagging. If my machine cooperates. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Just adds an extra little something. Even a little stability. Ooh. Okay. So that hides all that jazz there. Now I want something to hide this. Not that. I don't want that. Where did I put? Oh, I think I put that back in the bag. Didn't I? Let's see. Might be something in there I can use. Now these I have folded. But I don't think that'll matter. I think I like that there. Whoops. I cut two here. Didn't want to do that. I don't know who you're talking to. What kind of flower? Is that for me? Or it's probably something you and Deb are talking about. All right, so I plan to stream again on Sunday at noon, at my regular slot. If you can join me, I'd love to see you. I'm going to cover up that January and everything. Pink and green paper. Put this here. I think that's just like a cottage rose. The inside of the throat just looks like a cottage rose to me, but I don't really know because I cut everything apart. Ah. This down here, I have the Peggy visited my channel. Probably will end up covering that up with something. I think that page is probably pretty good. Might do a pocket of some kind. You're welcome. This I can leave to journal for sure. An evening primrose? I don't know. I see here some more. Let's see if it says. I love watching the bannaquits build their nest. Oh, that's a bird. In the desert desert rose, she calls this. Desert rose. They carefully peel strips from the palm frond leaves. I covered that. From the palm tree trunk, collect dry seagrasses from mangroves to use in their nests. They work tirelessly with infinite patience. So this little bird here is called never heard of that either. It looks like bannaquits. Banana, bananaquits, Quits. All right, Jeannie, have a great day. Have a great weekend. We're just about there to the weekend. Yeah, so I'm going to head out too. It's noon. Time for me to get skedaddling here. Yeah, I like the images too. They're very pretty from the scale. So I have some bits here I can now throw away, I think. Safe to throw them away. I think I'll use these little guys somewhere. They're awful cute. And I've got this. This would make a nice little pocket. So I'm going to just probably continue to work a little bit longer at my desk. Enjoy my day. I'm thinking we might hit the pool. I know, I love the pink gingham. I have some green too. I might throw some of that in. I want to think about my cover and what I want to do with the spine. But anyway, all this stuff I just find so delightful to play with. And it's so nice to hang out with people that are like-minded in the art world. So enjoy your day. And replayers, thank you for coming in and watching. I do appreciate that so very much. Ladies that are here, enjoy the rest of your day. Gail's got an anniversary, so she's having a special day. Hope she does something, maybe nothing big, but just take some time to spend with her hubby. That would be nice. And Kelly Ann's got a birthday coming up. We've had several June birthdays. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, time to be creative. Enjoy the journey. And until next time, everyone take care. Bye bye for now.